think?
Probably.
Do you think you can take some time out from playing Fortnite on your phone?
Sucking.
Take some time out from sucking and do the podcast, Chris. What is it?
My friend Kelly Slater sent me something.
Holy
My friend
drop.
Kelly Slater sent me a brand new pair of trunks. These are the new Outerknown Apex Evolution trunks.
I am more interested in this.
And
Chris.
that is the special. This
Okay.
is Kelly Slater. Kelly Slater
This
only
is not-
sent that to me.
This is not called a Frisbee.
What is it?
This is a flying disc.
Oh,
Okay, because Frisbee is the brand name patented by Mammoth.
it's like Kleenex.
Right. This is a flying disc. If you're in the park with one of these,
But look what it says on the back too.
it says this flying disc help prevent harmful plastics from ending up on our oceans. Made with fishing nets sourced through Barreo's recycling program. Learn more at barreo.com.
See?
Barreo.
Yeah.
Flying discs. How many of you play Frisbee golf out there?
Here, let me throw it. Let me test it.
Go ahead. Your dog's going to fucking spaz, dude. See? You know what that sounds like to a dog?
Donk.
It's not good.
DiecutStickers.com. We've got new stickers coming, and they're awesome, and you'll probably get one at some point. If you see us in the wild.
If you see us. Okay.
Surf News brought to you by Sunbum. At Sunbum, the Mayo Rip Curl Pro. Portugal is happening. The waves have been pretty up and down, and big and small. It's a very challenging year so far in Portugal, but there's been some cool things happening. This is pretty rad. You've got a young surfer, Joanne de Fay, 16 weeks pregnant, taking out her competitors. 16 weeks pregnant, ripping, doing airs. She did eventually lose, but
Baby
the
on
women
board.
are into the quarterfinals, depending on when you see this, hear this, watch it, whatever. You've got Erin Brooks versus Gabriella Bryan. Erin Brooks did take out Katie Simmers. Shock and awe. Well, it's not that shocking. Erin Brooks is really good. Caroline Marks is going up against Molly Picklum. The girls were doing airs. I saw multiple big frontside airs from our women, which I'd love to see. We're just kind of scratching the surface on the men's heats so far, so a lot more to come there from the Mayo Rip Curl Pro Portugal. This is sad news. You remember Shane Herring?
Mm-hmm.
Shane Herring, who was basically like going head-to-head, toe-to-toe with Kelly Slater in Kelly Slater's heyday. Unfortunately, we did lose Shane Herring.
No shit.
He passed away. This is from Beach Grit. This is pretty gnarly. So he fell down some stairs at his apartment, got up, went inside, ate some food, went to bed, never woke up.
Whoa.
So maybe he hit his head or something.
Gnarly.
But it's a sad day. You know, he got pretty deep. When he retired, he kind of retired at the top of his field, but then kind of got into drugs, partying. So went a little downhill, obviously, once that happens. Came back around, but he was only 53 years old when he passed away. So sad news there from Australia. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, Sunbum is one of the sponsors of Stab Highway East Coast, and it's over. I'm not going to spoil, and there's no spoiler alert on who wins.
I haven't watched
The last 2 episodes?
No, the last 4. I haven't, I don't know.
So you've watched none.
I've been distracted.
You've been working.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last episode is a banger. You know, this is like amazing race
Who
style
won?
through New York City. I'm not telling you who won.
Why not?
Because I don't want to be a spoiler. Let me just say it went down to the wire. The last event was radical.
Okay.
Your boy Jed almost died. Rasta Rob almost died. Rasta Rob had a quote saying, "I hate Stab Highway. Fuck Stab Highway."
Wow.
Yeah, so it got heated.
Color me intrigued.
It got heated, and it all came down to, and look, I didn't invent King of the Road, but Transworld did Cali Rally. There's a lot of similarities.
No, Thrasher did.
No,
Actually, Mike Burnett.
I said I didn't invent.
I know. Well, you all know who invented it.
Yeah, Mike Burnett,
Yeah.
Thrasher Magazine. Then Transworld Surf did Cali Rally, and Stab Highway is kind of, it takes from both of those, and also like Amazing Race and all that stuff. But the very final thing came down to a chop hop competition, which I feel seen. I'm the biggest proponent of chop hops ever.
Well,
So
okay,
I do feel seen.
Do you feel like
Seen?
like chop hops? Like they're just like ollies, like ocean ollies,
well,
water ollies.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're so divisive, but I will say, so I've been in a pretty bad surfing slump. I was going through a slump for months.
Do you chop hop every wave?
No, but I was trying to figure out ways to get out of a slump. And so I can ask you this question. You're an elite athlete. So one of the ways, so I had two things that are helping me out of this slump. I'm climbing out of it. One was writing different boards. I wrote a fish. I wrote like an egg, just to switch things up a little bit. And the final thing that I think helped get me out of a slump is a couple good chop hops.
Really?
Because it reminded me that there's no pressure. Go out there and have fun. Chop hops are the ultimate like fun move.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. So I think two ways to get out of a surfing slump. Chop hops. Rick Kane style around the horn riding a bunch of different boards. What is some advice that you could give me? I'm still slightly in this slump. You've been, I'm sure, in a competitive slump on your snowboard. What were some of the ways to get out of it?
Totally do something else.
What do you mean?
Don't do
less.
do nothing.
Okay, so
but you have to do something. For whenever I get in slumps, you gotta either go to a different spot.
Okay.
For the surfing.
Mix it up.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of in one of those slumps too. I don't even know what kind of surfboard I like anymore.
Yeah.
I just I'm so confused about.
You're conflicted.
I'm conflicted. Yeah, I don't know. I understand what you're saying though. You need things to spice it up.
Yeah. Stay spicy, folks.
Stay spicy.
Hey, Morgan, thank you for subscribing. Like and subscribe to this horrible YouTube feed. What else we got? Julian Wilson has just received a wild card for the Challenger Series.
Back in the bib.
So that basically means, and he deserves it. He's earned it over the years. So he's back on the Challenger Series, and that's how you qualify for the championship tour. So there's a chance that Julian Wilson may make a run. What are Julian Wilson's chances? Think of all the surfers on the Challenger Series. Think of the rookies currently on the championship tour. What are Julian Wilson's chances of fighting his way through the Challenger Series and making it back?
Well, let's say what are his strengths, Chris? He already has
airs.
He has airs. He has competitive know-how.
Yep.
He knows how to play the game.
Yep.
He saved Mick Fanning from a shark attack.
Right.
Arguably.
Helped him out.
He has kids and needs to make some money.
Yep.
There we go.
And he's got a clothing company and he needs to promote that company.
No, I think
on a big stage.
I think Julian is, maybe this is I feel like people go through these things where they step away from competition and they realize how much they miss it.
He might have that unk energy.
Yeah, it's totally like it's new kids, new me.
Yeah.
You want to get out of the house. You want to prove yourself once again. I think there's
no more unks on the championship tour.
And I also think that that's something that isn't talked about enough. Is even for myself and for a lot of these older athletes that are maturing in their tree rings. Is that you're sitting by the sidelines and you're watching all this shit happen and your legs are still twitching while you're watching it happen. So there's only a finite amount of time that you have to actually take part in this shit. And maybe he's just in a point of his life where he's like, I'm going to go.
I bet Julian Wilson is watching Portugal. He watched Pipe.
Fuck yeah, he wants to get
back in. He's watching
the
wave pool comp. He's like, I can beat these people.
Maybe. I mean, sometimes that's all it takes.
I can think of probably over half the tour right now that Julian Wilson will smoke. If given the chance.
Well, we're gonna have to see. Yeah. What else do we have here?
Dane Reynolds broke his foot.
Snowboard news is just beating on the door right now.
I know, we're going there next. Dane Reynolds broke his foot. Get well soon, Dane. We need you back out there. I don't know about
playing with his kids or
that.
something?
I don't know. Maybe probably surfing and landing in air. He still does airs.
I would imagine.
Lastly, there was a huge paddle out. 1,027 people paddled out to Cronulla. This is a record-setting paddle out, and this is organized by a guy, Blakey Johnson, who officially has the longest surf session, 40 straight hours. So this guy's breaking records. This was all for mental health awareness, I think suicide prevention. So 1,027 surfers all paddled out at once. It's a new record, folks.
I feel like that's like, it's almost an oxymoron. Like if you're paddling out with 1,027 people, that will give you a mental breakdown.
That's kind of it looked like the average session at Snapper Rocks.
Totally. Yeah, you know they call it Snapper Rocks? You fucking start snapping because there's so many people dropping
because everyone's dropping it on you. We got snow news brought to you by Mammoth Mountain at Mammoth Mountain. Go ride.
Just got done commentating the Yeti Natural Selection Tour from Revelstoke this past weekend. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the Yeti Natural Selection.
Okay, so this was a 2-day event. Day 1 was beautiful, like perfect weather conditions, perfect powder, way gnarlier and steeper than it looked on TV. Can you tell us, like, how heavy were some of those lines? Because a lot of the angles that I'm seeing and the riders make it look extremely easy.
Well, so the beginning of the whole thing, you're looking at, like, you know, first and foremost, the venue that this place is happening in this bowl, it is not for the weak.
It's a cliff.
It's in the middle of it. There's a bunch of different terrain. So there was an east venue and a west venue. There's one of the venues was kept for finals day. The other venue is the one we saw on the opening day. Right. It lent itself more to like freestyle snowboarding.
Revelstoke?
This is in Revelstoke, BC. It's one of the bowls there. So the first day was more freestyle aspect. There was a lot more kickers, a lot more opportunity to get freestyly with it. But there were certain individuals who decided to take the path less traveled.
Yeah.
And when you had the pulled back view from the drone, and shout out to all the drone operators that worked on Yeti Natural Selection, you guys killed it. When you have the pulled out view, it just looks like someone's coming down
a normal
run. But there were some runs where the drone was following the riders from not too far behind, and you could see how steep it really was. There was people just creeping off of obstacles and, you know, basically almost stopping before some of these mushrooms and then jumping off of them, and you see how far down the hill they travel. It's steep. It's very steep. I've ridden really steep terrain like that with jumps before. It seems like it's going to be fucking awesome until you get in there. And you realize that, oh my God, if I hit this, I'm going 1,000 miles an hour. It was a lot about speed management, slough management, whiting yourself out, which like you do a turn, all of a sudden you can't see. People are disappearing. And just managing nerves. And my gosh, the group of people that were competing in this, it was such a show, and it was such a pleasure to commentate this because, and I was telling Liam Griffin, who is the contest organizer director, basically Scotch tape that holds this whole thing together this morning, was that when you look at natural selection in terms of some of the other big production value competitions that we've seen recently, most notably Snowboard League.
Right.
Snowboard League was really kind of all about stripping the cultural of snowboarding out of their contest. They didn't want anyone to refer to this riders as riders. These are athletes. They wanted to put a football dude in there to make it more legit, which natural selection leans into the culture, leans into what makes snowboarding so special. Because at the end of the day, it's a freaking piece of wood, and you're standing on this piece of wood. The only thing that makes it different from these other sports in terms of athletics is the magic fairy dust that makes you want to identify as a snowboarder for 365 days a year.
Right. And it's
that is what natural selection nails. They nail it.
You could feel that in the broadcast too, because
dude, and the amount of
smiling and they're sitting next to each other when they announce the winners and the scores.
We were so happy coming from someone who commentates half pipe and slope style and all these different things. Not to take anything away from that, but like, it's so exciting to be able to commentate an event where you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Case in point, Austin Sweeten, his third round run, it was magic.
Yeah.
He drops in, does a front 3, and then just kind of goes off in the woods, does a couple powder turns, and I'm like, where the fuck is this kid going? And he goes into the middle of the course where there's a lot of exposure, and it's a good sized cliff.
Yeah.
You think it's not even that steep, but then Austin does like a frontside air cross court across the screen, and you're like, holy shit, that's steep. Lands that, stops for about a split second, and then just points it off a 70-foot cliff.
Yeah.
Like,
He laced that. He laced that.
He kind of laced it on his back, but like, it was just the point I'm trying to make is that these magical moments are happening for these riders too, because it's not like they're practicing this run over and over and over again. They drop in and they interpret.
Right.
And you see who can interpret the best. And the new format, I think, is really great, where we have 3 chances for the riders to make it into the final, and then you go into the head-to-heads.
I loved that because it added excitement, but there was also that mystery, and it was kind of like you got those buzzer beater moments.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that basically like stopped on top of a giant like pillow and then kind of just like leaned forward and did a like 40-foot front flip?
Gigi did his Gigi rolls.
There was just moments that were like you said, you couldn't really tell how gnarly that run was until somebody kind of like took a pause. Elena Height had a couple of those moments.
Oh man, Elena Height.
Where's like you're going, be careful. Like,
and
don't.
That's the beauty of this competition as well, is that you've got people that excel in the backcountry riding jumps, and they're in the same competition with people like Elena Height, who are, their interpretation comes from more big mountain type riding.
Yeah.
And you could tell from Elena that in one of her runs, her run that got her into the finals, she took this very aggressive line where she had to step down like a 15 or 20 foot drop onto a shelf, and then into another 30 foot drop without very much hesitation. Awesome.
That was the scariest looking thing.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then, you had like Jared Elliston, who fucking sent it off some crazy shit. And then that was just day one.
Yeah.
Day one, we lost some heroes on day one.
Travis Rice
is gone. Sage Kotzenberg. There were some definite hero moments by these riders. And then we went into day 2, which was in a completely different venue, much more steep, much more opportunities for people to send themselves off cliff bands. And at the end of the day, after fighting through, seeing some great riding by a whole bunch of different people, it went down. Stale Sandbeck would take the win for the men, incredibly deservedly. So that kid has shown himself, and I say kid, he's a full adult.
He's one of the veterans.
He has a child.
Yes.
So
a grown ass man.
He's a grown ass man, but Stale's ability to take his skills that have had him standing on podiums of slopestyles all over the world for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But translate that to the backcountry, incredible. And then also, similar story, Spencer O'Brien, who cut her teeth doing slopestyle events and rail events, same deal.
She's another OG.
Switched her focus into the backcountry, absolutely killed it.
Yeah. It was a great event. It was
so
super
good.
fun to watch. You guys,
so good.
The commentary crew, I got to give you guys a lot of credit because you not only were informative, but you were funny. You could tell all of you were emotionally invested in it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was just overall great event. I think it was, in my opinion, I think I've seen almost all of the natural selections now. I think that to me was the most entertaining, just the most fun.
It was super. It was
most fun to watch.
That's the thing, is like when you're absolutely engaged in the competition as a fan, not just as like this is a job this weekend.
Yeah.
We were stoked to sit there and watch this.
Yeah,
as fans of snowboarding. I mean, it's not to say that or take away anything from any of the other events that I commentate, but halfpipe and slopestyle for me are very formulaic. These riders, you see them in practice, you see them practicing the same run. You got a guy that's going to win with the same run you won with for the past 3 weeks.
Yep.
Whatever. This is all about putting riders up against the wall and being, here's a crazy playing field. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
And, you know, the panel of judges that we had were like some of the all-time greatest legends of freestyle
Chad
snowboarding. Otterstrom.
Hannah Beeman?
Jody Wozniak. No, Hannah was up top. She was doing the sideline commentary.
With Stan.
With Stan, but yeah. UC Oxenden, Jody Wozniak, you had Leanne Pelosi, we had...
Oh, damn, I would like to see a judges heat.
That's what I'm talking about. You know,
they should have given them
David
the last
Carrier,
run.
Porcheron, Chad O. It was just the cream of the crop of watching and judging these people on what they're doing because they've all been in the backcountry. Every single one of those people has 5-star clips.
Yeah.
In the backcountry.
Yeah.
So it's like, what better panel? So mad respect to Travis Rice, Liam, the entire crew that put this thing together. It is a pleasure for me to commentate that event. Absolute pleasure. It's fun. I can't wait till it happens again.
Yeah, when is it happening again? Next year?
Next year-ish.
Well, so far, Natural Selection is pretty much batting 1,000. Their surf event was really sick. The mountain biking event.
Dude, the mountain bike event? Holy
control.
crap, dude.
I've never, like, I watch everything.
Terrifying.
I watch Rampage, I watch everything. That was like, talk about not knowing what's going to happen next. Mm-hmm. You know, these guys are going and you're going, where is this going? And then all of a sudden it's like a 60-foot whip. Land, like, it's just, the Natural Selection crew's
It's kind of the same thing. You know, it's like with the snowboarding, it's very similar. It's like, it's completely unscripted action. Like, there is no script. You throw the script out. You can't script this.
Throw your script out.
So big shout outs to Ed Lee, Eddie Wall, Mary Walsh, for commentating, Stan Levier and Hannah Beeman, and just anyone that was involved in this. It was an absolute pleasure to do it.
Yeah.
More snowboard news.
Yeah.
This week is Homesick at Stratton. That's right.
When are you going?
I'm leaving on Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm going to ride Stratton Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you're there, come say hi. I want to chat.
Oh, dude, bring stickers.
I want a high five. I'll bring stickers.
Put them in your pocket now.
They'll probably be in my bag the whole time.
He's going to leave the stickers in his hotel room. So don't ask for one.
It's going to be super fun. I can't wait to go. There's going to be a whole bunch of people, legends of snowboarding there. Jeff Brushy, Trevor Graves is going to be there.
Tight.
And many, many more.
So is it
Shannon Dunn?
It's like a jam, right? There's mini contests.
There's a slalom or a giant slalom event on Friday. There's the half pipe event is on Saturday, and then on Sunday is the Zebulon Powell Rail Jam.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can go there and participate. But look, you don't have to go and compete. You can just go and be around it because it is a vibe, man.
Right.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I've got a question here from Adam Finley.
What do you say?
Hey, Todd, if Natural Selection is a 40-plus bracket, would you throw yourself down the mountain?
I would.
Yeah.
It looks really fun, but I say that now. But like I was saying earlier, like I've ridden Scary Cherry at Baldface. We had a quick little photo shoot there a few years back.
Now, out of context, that is a very strange sounding sentence.
I've ridden a Scary Cherry, and it's so fucking steep that if you like the first 2 or 3 people to go, cool. Once you get on to rider 5, rider 6, second bracket, rider 10, rider 12, the runnel, which is basically like the runoff of snow from when you come down and make turns, that hardens up and becomes infinitely harder to control your speed.
Oh, God.
Down it. So yes, I would love to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm more of a park guy. I'm not even going to try to pretend that.
And I saw you at Bear's Sunday at the park. What is it called? Park Sundays?
Sundays in the park at Bear Mountain. So I went up and rode a few weeks ago and got some clips.
Dude, you're doing some big airs, bro.
You guys should go watch that. Sundays in the Park. It's on YouTube. It's also on the Slush Magazine site and various sites. You can go to my Instagram.
It's all over the internet. It really is.
It's fun.
Todd's all over the internet.
Big Bear is so damn fun.
Yeah.
It's like going to it's a skate park you can count on every single time.
True.
It's great. But it is dumping everywhere. Dumping absolutely everywhere right now.
It's thumping. It's
Tahoe
dumping.
just got 4 feet over the weekend. They got another foot
4
of snow
feet?
today. Yeah, dude. It's going. Miracle March is in full effect.
Love to hear it.
And so once again, if you're back east, I know last call this week is this next Monday. It's a week from today is last call at Loon.
They're competing with the Monday Mass?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
They are. So,
should talk to them about that.
So, yeah. So, what was I going to say?
So you're busy in the next
Homesick
couple
is this
weeks.
weekend, and then we go right into last call next Monday. There's a lot of shit going on.
A lot happening.
And then the following weekend is Bomb Hole Cup. And dude, then we're in April. Like, what the? I look at my calendar and I have an anxiety attack. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I got the same. So next week we're recording 5 Sunbender songs, and then directly after that I'm going to El Salvador, and then come home for a week or 2, and then go to Rio. So, and then like a bunch of DJ shit. Like, so it's the same. I love a colorful calendar, but at the same time, it's scary to see all that stuff.
Sometimes I feel like everything gets packed into one kind of block. So
spring, summer's my busiest time, travel-wise.
It's going to be fun, and this winter's going by too fast.
So fast.
And this is
these winters grow up so fast.
These winters grow up so fast. This is one of the first winters in a long time that I'm like, fuck, dude, I do not want it to end. Like, I want more snowboarding, so I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to end up, spending a whole bunch of time probably in Tahoe this spring, because the snowboard season is going to last a long time. And then I'm going to go to Hood, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, you got a Mint Tours just announced invited everybody to the Mint Tour in Oregon.
That's
Mount
right.
Hood?
Is there one in Mount Hood?
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Mount Bachelor.
Mount Bachelor.
Yeah, that's in April too. God, that's
in Oregon,
well.
right? I know something.
Jesus Christ.
I know some things. Go to @Mint_Tours.
Get a grip.
I'm trying.
Skateboarding news is brought to you by New Green.
That's right, it is.
If you want to skate like you're 28 still, and you don't have New Greens in your diet, odds are you're fucked.
Bring a little baggie of New Greens with you on the sash.
Okay, go.
Swamp Fest just gets crazier it's like you don't think it can get any gnarlier or wilder, and then it does. I'm going to drop some names here. I was hanging out with my friends Nora Vasconcellos and the legendary J. Grant Brittain this morning. They were doing a shoot for Encinitas Magazine, coming next issue, and I was talking to Nora. I'm like, so how come you're not at Swamp Fest? She's like, I would rather die.
Really?
Well,
see, that's what
she would go, and she would get gnarly, but at the same time, when you watch the footage, unless you want to be muddy, wet for the entire weekend, probably blown up by a firework.
See, that's who I want to see. That's who everyone wants to see at Swamp Fest. They want to see the people that wear the people that wear the white shoes.
I mean, Gravette,
the usual suspects.
Fletcher, Jake Yanko was going off. Jaws was going off. So I would love to see footage of what it looks like today. The day after Swamp Fest. Just everything.
Yeah.
The area. I think is only in Florida that you could do a
Tom
Swamp
Shar
Fest.
was there.
Tom Shar. I mean, the footage is so nuts. And it's just chaos. It's like, for some people, the ultimate dream. I remember I was like talking to my kids on Saturday, and they were like sleeping in. They were tired. I'm like, well, aren't you glad we're not waking up at Swamp Fest? Which I would love to go to. At the same time, I don't want to be there. I want to be there. I don't want to be there. I like watching. I'm a voyeur of Swamp Fest.
It takes a certain individual to go to Swamp Fest, and more likely than not, you're leaving a lot of you leave Swamp Fest there. There's
a theme every year. It seems like an organic theme that develops. Last 2 years ago or last year, it was all about fireworks. This year it seemed to be about throwing dildos.
Oh, really?
If you watch the Independent Rail Jam at Swamp Fest, there's dildos flying everywhere.
Really?
Being thrown hard. So if you go to Swamp Fest, watch out for the flying dildos, and I'm not talking
Have
about
you ever seen
the riders.
There was a movie
Talking about the actual flying dildos.
Flying dildos.
Have I seen the movie Flying Dildos?
No. Not, I'm just like.
They filmed it at Swamp Fest.
Have you ever seen those videos where people just randomly shoot dildos out of a t-shirt cannon, like just like they're away from like a shopping center?
No, this is like
and
something
then
you're
just
searching
shoot.
the internet for.
No, this just pops up in my algorithm. You don't have this on yours?
No, I don't have many dildo rhythms.
No.
This is a question here from nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Skate related. Have you seen Casso on YouTube? Found it last night, and I was hooked.
Oh yes.
Skateboarding's Wipeout in Japan.
So good.
Yeah, it's been around for a minute, but it's starting to grow. You know, like it's only in Japan. They did do one in LA,
but they bring
I didn't see much of.
They bring some of the gnarliest, like, because it's basically like a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, it's like Wipeout on skateboard.
Yeah, but and rail, like the longest 50-50 over like a teeter-totter rail over 10 feet off of a pool.
You know what I just watched was who was it? Jamie Foy with like a GoPro on his head.
Yeah, trying to do
and
that rail.
And he's going on this pump track.
It's
and
crazy.
It's like this wide.
Yeah.
It's so rad.
It is rad, but it's like, I just wonder if anyone's ever made it. I like those old.
Some people have made it.
There's older Japanese skateboard game shows where you have to make it around an obstacle course, which I don't think it's not half as exciting, because I feel like some of those I could do.
Yeah.
But there are like the ones where it's like they
almost have to make it impossible.
Right. Insult to injury, like you rack your nuts on a rail and then fall 15 feet into like 3 feet of water.
Well, yeah, it's like a roller coaster rail like that. And
I love that.
It's great. This is radical. This is gnarly. So MACBA is in danger right now. They're redoing parts of it. Skaters are up in arms wondering what's going to happen. And now, probably one of the most famous skate spots in the world, Embarcadero Plaza in San Francisco, is in danger of being bulldozed.
What are they doing? Putting an Amazon warehouse there?
I don't know. But this is a historic skate spot. Basically, this is where modern street skating was invented.
A lot of crack. A lot of crack has been done there.
Yes, that's true. But a lot of good tricks, too. Right now, there is a petition started by Ted Barrow at change.org. It's change.org, save Embarcadero Plaza. Please go sign that. At least they can do something.
What do you think the odds are of like
a petition saving a skate spot like that?
In San Francisco? Dude, there's no fucking way. There's no way. It seems like the industrial push in Northern California is like beyond. Like there's no way you're going to hold up. I could see MACBA being saved because they more embrace like the arts kind of, and skateboarding could be considered, it's widely considered to be an art more than it is any kind of sporting thing.
Yeah.
But like in San Francisco, dude, it's like they're like mowing
What's
shit.
the most expensive place in the country, or one of the most expensive places in the country to live?
Exactly. The square footage just like is so crazy valuable there that there's no way they would save an open plaza that, like I said, like they're gonna throw an Amazon fucking warehouse on it.
Yeah, it's just sad when iconic skate spots get ruined, torn down, like China Banks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sign the petition. You should too, Todd. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but I just read that and that bumped me out. And
Do you have any other random snowboard news? I did want to tack something onto snowboard news.
Tack it on.
As we've been seeing a lot of, it just seems like recently we're seeing a lot of like airplane mishaps. We're seeing a lot of chairlift mishaps.
Is there another one?
There was another one that happened this past weekend. Like,
I don't
dude,
like this.
what is going on? And I'm asking this in a very legitimate question. Is it because we've reached the point in lift, lift tolerances where like, okay, it was new in 94, and here we are in 2025, and we're reaching the end point of the tolerances of the metal.
Well, and also there's so many more people riding them.
It is.
When it rains, it pours lift chairs.
It's kind of scary.
It's super scary. You can't do shit about it. It's like being on an airplane. You
dude,
can't do shit.
I honestly, I think about like the peak-to-peak gondola
Dude, don't
Whistler.
even.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Don't even say it out loud.
And just having that in your head.
I'm scared of gondolas, to be honest.
Are you really?
Yes. I don't like being in a gondola.
What do you do?
I like the idea of being taken up to the top of the mountain because that means I get to have fun and go down. But
how do you deal with it?
Gondola. No, I just deal with it. It's like get on an airplane. It's like, okay, well, I got to get on this airplane.
We have someone, Paul Horning says that it's the backpack speakers rattling them loose. I'm right there with you.
Could be.
Yes.
Could be. I don't really have any
I feel like you would be
celebrity snowboarding.
You would be the kind of guy that ran a backpack speaker.
I had an Osiris backpack speaker.
No, I mean like on the hill. Like those little speakers that kind of hang
I've ridden
off
with you a million times. Have I ever once pulled out
No,
a
but
speaker?
you also, no one has given you one.
I have speakers.
You have a little one that hooks on your belt?
No.
You are unapologetic about wanting people to
hear my band.
Hear your music.
Okay, now we're talking marketing. If I did have a speaker and I only played my band and people would be like, "Bro, turn that off." I'm like, "What? Oh yeah, it's Sunbender at sunbender.band."
That's actually wouldn't be a bad for you to go to Bear with a really loud backpack speaker and people would be like, "What the fuck?
What are you doing?" I'm like, "Marketing my band."
That's actually a great idea.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
But it has to be like a really oversized speaker. Like a
Muska boombox.
Yes, strapped to your back.
Now we're talking.
Like a backpack.
Now we're talking. Or one of those. What was that Osiris backpack called?
Yeah, the I don't know.
Beat bag.
Beat bag.
If it wasn't called beat bag, I think we just invented a new product, the beat bag.
All right, we're done with that.
Not a great episode. To be honest. But you want to keep going?
Yeah, let's go.
It hasn't been good, so let's keep going.
Nerd news and questions are brought to you by Vessel Shipping.
I don't have any questions.
Get the Vessel app. Oh my God, does anyone want to send us a question?
Oh, well, thank you for watching, listening. If you did. If you didn't, well, sorry.
Tough luck.
Sorry for you.
The G bag. It was called the G bag.
Oh, I thought it was called the beat bag. That was something different.
Wait, here's a question.
Questions here.
Paul Horning, you're saving us. We'll take some laps together. That is not a question. That is a statement.
That's a comment.
Do you have a bass tube? What if you just strapped a couple? Remember when like 6x9s in your car were sick?
Yes.
What if you just had a couple of 6x9s on your back?
What if you pulled a sled behind you with speakers? Like
that's next level.
Kicker.
What if What if you had a live mariachi band that just followed you down the hill?
That would be tight. Can they play Sunbender songs?
Do you think you could play a live set? Dude, what if you just did like a DJ set down the hill
with like a this
the
tray?
The tray of turntables.
Dude, that's smart. Now we're being smart.
See, people hate us now. Just wait until Chris has a mobile DJ set that you can't escape on the hill.
That's right. Vinyl only.
All right, that is it. We're going to go now.
That really is it.
I will see all of you at Homesick, hopefully in the near future. And go and watch Natural Selection if you haven't already. I'm not spoiling anything. Yep. Also go and watch Sunday in the Parks episode this week.
Yep. And watch the Mayo Rip Curl Pro because the dudes are going to be cutting each other out of the competition.
Oh, and what's this say? Baltimore 45 question for Mount Bachelor Locals. Can we join the Mentors group? Yeah. It's a mountain. Come play. I'm hoping that it dumps. I'm also hoping that it's sunny and slushy and we can go do some park laps. I'm super into riding park.
Todd loves slushy dumps.
I like slushy dumps. All right, you guys. We'll see you later. See you next week.
Sorry about the beginning of that.
No, we're not.
Folks.
Sorry. This is just how it goes.
Do I really look like this?
People just love how we are.